Anyone who's seen much of my content will know that I love doing mock Chinese accents, Cantonese accents in particular, because that's my ancestry. I was born in Hong Kong and I left at the age of 3. But whenever I hear a Cantonese accent, it just reminds me of home, as in my motherland, because my home is actually London, but a piece of my heart will always belong in Hong Kong, where I was born. So, I love doing Cantonese accents. It's like my way of honoring my elders, because when I think of them and hear their voices in my head, it's often in English, but with a heavy Cantonese accent, because that's how I knew them. But some people have issues with that. Libtards especially, woke Asian libtards, which are called boba libs. And Reed Choi, the Chinese Korean influencer last year, went on an awful rant about this on his social media, which he then deleted afterwards. But he was saying that every Asian creator who does mock Asian accents is a disgrace. And he said to his followers, if you follow any of those people, unfollow me now. What a loser. I feel like it's such a rejection of your identity to have an issue with this, because it's so normal for us to imitate our elders, right? We do it with so much love and affection. But yeah, some people think it encourages racism. And the thing is, part of the reason why I do the Cantonese accent is the opposite. It's to keep our accent alive, because a lot of people are abusing it. A lot of people on social media, and some very famous people, do mock Chinese accents. But what they're actually doing is a Vietnamese accent. I don't know why so many people think the Vietnamese accent is the Chinese accent now. And the general public seems to be largely unaware of this. So I feel it's part of my duty to educate the public on what a Cantonese accent is. Because the Cantonese accent used to be the default Chinese accent, because us Hong Kongers were the ones that traveled all around the world before everybody else. So our accent was the one that people associated with Chinese. But I suppose recently, a lot more Vietnamese people have moved to America and set up businesses, a lot of nail salons and restaurants. And so people think that they're Chinese. And meanwhile, the Hong Kong Cantonese people have kind of faded into the background with successive waves of mainland Chinese people now moving to the West, and they far outnumber the Hong Kong Cantonese people. So it's part of my aim to keep our Hong Kong Cantonese culture alive in the West. So I'm going to play you an example of a great stand-up comedian who I love, who is incredibly offensive, but in a good way. I'm going to play you a clip in which he does what he believes to be a Chinese accent, but it's actually a Vietnamese accent.
Chinese? Oh, for real? Nice. Is she from good China or bad China? She's from bad China? What are your names? Jeff? What's your name? Shirley. Okay. Shirley. Do you live in Oshawa? Toronto. Nice. Made you guys drive all the way here. Yeah? Oh, it was too expensive? They live in Toronto, but like, Mom, it's cheaper to go to Oshawa.
Cheaper to go to Oshawa. That, my friend, is not Chinese, that's Vietnamese. We don't do this nasal thing. Cheaper to go to Oshawa. No, we say cheaper to go to Oshawa. You hear the difference? Repeat after me. Cheaper to go to Oshawa. Your turn. That's Vietnamese. Now listen to my Cantonese version. Cheaper to go to Oshawa. Your turn. Unlike the Vietnamese, we Cantonese enunciate very clearly. And we don't speak through our nose. And also the Cantonese tone is quite confrontational. The Vietnamese accent is very gentle. The Cantonese accent is harsh. So let me give you another example. Would you like the liquid gel, make your nail look pretty? Again, would you like the liquid gel, make your nail look pretty? Your turn. Again, that is Vietnamese, it's not Chinese. We enunciate clearly and not through the nose. So let me do this in Cantonese. You like the liquid gel, make your nail look pretty? I mean, it's totally different, isn't it? Again, would you like the liquid gel, make your nail look pretty? Your turn. You like the liquid gel, make your nail look pretty? Your turn. We speak with force. Remember, keep it confrontational. That's the Cantonese accent. And you know, that was a struggle for me. I had to practice that myself several times before committing it to this video, because it's not even natural for us to offer to do anybody's nails. We Cantonese don't do people's nails. That's Vietnamese. That's not our line of business. We have restaurants. A lot of us are doctors and accountants, lawyers, but we don't do nail salons. But I have to say, I love the Vietnamese nail salon videos though. They always crack me up. I think it's such an adorable accent. And Vietnamese people in general are just adorable. Well, except the gangster ones. Back in the day when I was living in Vancouver in the 80s, you know, like in every country, it's a different group of immigrants causing problems. Back in the 80s, Vietnamese gangs were a problem in Vancouver. But I'm not being judgmental. I didn't dislike them. We had some very close Vietnamese gangster friends. Like my mom, one of her best friends, a Chung, he was a hardcore Vietnamese gangster. And he used to come round to our house for dinner all the time and bring his kids and everything. So yeah, I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying. Well, I suppose I did knock them in the beginning when I said, okay, let's leave this subject. Yeah, I love Vietnamese people and I love pho. But nobody does it properly in England. That is a real issue I have here. Nobody does it with the raw beef. It's always overcooked. The beef has got to be served separately on a plate, raw, and then you put it into your soup and it just kind of warms up, but it stays very rare. And here, they cook the beef in the soup. It's disgusting. Yeah, somebody, if anybody knows of a Vietnamese restaurant in London that does it properly with the raw beef, let me know in the comments. Anyway, I've covered Vietnamese versus Cantonese, and then there's the other issue. A lot of people confuse Japanese with Chinese, and the way you know that it's a Japanese accent, not a Chinese accent, is that if you can't, you mix up the R's and the L's. Like if they say haro, that's not Chinese, that's Japanese. We have no problem pronouncing L. We pronounce our L's very, very well, us Cantonese, but not Japanese, because there is no L in Japanese. So that's why they say haro, but we say hello, hello. Our L's are so well enunciated. So if you want to do a Chinese accent, stop substituting your L's with R's, because that's Japanese. And surely you know about the beef between the Chinese and Japanese. So it's not good to mix us up. I don't have any beef. All Asians are my brothers and sisters. I don't have any beef with anybody, with any race. But some do because they're scarred from World War II, which is understandable. So yeah, just clarifying that. Anyway, I'm always going to keep on doing Cantonese accents. And if you are someone who also likes to do mock Chinese accents, you know, like if you're a comedian, I don't care what race you are, I don't care if you're black or white, I love mock accents, I think they're hilarious, but you should practice. If you're mixing Vietnamese and Japanese and Chinese, it's cute. I mean, I still enjoy it because I love hearing these mock accents, I think they're hilarious, but you should know which accent it is that you're doing. And if you have any problems differentiating them, watch this video again and repeat the accents after me and keep doing it until you can perfect it. And I hope you found it useful. If so, please give this video a like and leave me your comments. And if you're not already doing so, please subscribe to my channel. And let me do that for you in my Cantonese accent. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh yes, that's another thing I should point out. In Cantonese, we have no tenses. We don't do English grammar. So that's something to bear in mind whenever you're doing a Chinese accent. Drop all the grammar. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And another thing which you might have noticed, that I often run out of breath when I'm doing my Cantonese accent, because we speak with so much force that we often do run out of breath before the end of our sentence. That is another very Cantonese thing. We speak in long sentences with a lot of passion, like especially when we're swearing. Some of our swear words, or the strings of swear words that we use, are so long that we run out of breath before we finish them, like there you go. You see, it's so hard to say that without running out of breath. You try. Repeat after me. 屌你老母 F your mom. 屌你老母臭閪 smelly vag. 屌你老母臭閪 F your mom smelly vag. 冚家產 whole family die. 屌你老母臭閪冚家產 F your mom smelly vag, whole family die. 死仆街 drop dead on the street. 屌你老母臭閪冚家產死仆街. 屌你老母臭閪冚家產死仆街. But when you're saying it at the end of a sentence, which you often do, you run out of breath. 喂，做咩你？你傻咗啊？屌你老母臭閪冚家產死仆街. You run out of breath because it's too long. But you can't leave any of it out. It's so valuable. Every element of that sentence needs to be there. Anyway, again, please leave me your comment and like this video and subscribe to my channel.